Hi, DS.
Mary of the United Nations. 2 lawyers. I have another 2 lawyers here. Oh yeah.
Hi, Mary.
By the way, hold on. Mary was taught by my mother.
Oh, nice.
Now my mama teach am law. So I know say my
Wow.
mama sabi law. So I go listen to Mary because now my mama teach am. Mary, am I lying?
No lies. No lies.
My mom was her law lecturer, her law professor, and her provost of her college of law. So we are talking about paternity now. We have come all the way from Naira Marley. We have finally reached paternity. Do you have any comments on Naira Marley's press statement? Anything you guys want to say?
Nothing. I like he's just saying what he needs to say. The investigation still needs to be done, and when that result is
they
out,
also said I should remind you that Mary UN made the first class. So, okay, yes, let me add that part. This lady here in class made the first class.
Nice.
First class in law.
Nice.
There were only 6 people in her class, in her set, that made the first class, and she was number 4 out of them. So let me rub my egos for.
Nice. Take your flowers.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, anything you guys want to say about Naira Marley?
I mean, like I said when we had lunch, Naira Marley has made a statement, and to put emotions aside, if there is the absence of the mens rea, that's the mental intent, and the actus rea, which is the actual action of, or not, let me not use the word, of unaliving MohBad, he cannot be tied to it. He can also provide an alibi saying that, okay, at this time when this person passed away, he was not there. He was not at the scene or anything. You can't tie Naira Marley to it. Lastly, if after the fact, after investigation, they can't find anything that links him to somebody. If, for example, they say, okay, it was not natural, MohBad did not die as a result of natural causes, and then they find out that maybe he was some way, maybe through some injection or through whatever. If they can't tie Naira Marley to the person who actually carried out the act, Naira Marley is not going down for anything. That's the truth. Yes, he might have offended him when he was alive and maybe bullied him, or maybe sat back and let people do whatever they wanted to do with him, but he will not go down for something he did not commit. And there's something, like I said, we always say in law, they will rather let 9 guilty people go free than to let 1 person.
Breezy, where you are, mute.
They'll rather let
Mary too well.
They'll rather let 99 or 9 guilty people go scot-free than to let 1 innocent person go down for a crime they did not commit. So the emotions might be there, it might be high, and it's unfortunate that he did not get to enjoy himself, especially under his record label, so to speak, at least through what we are seeing on the media. But will Naira Marley be called for something that, or be prosecuted for something that he was not actually? We're dealing with facts here, not emotions. Law is facts. Juju cannot be proven in courts. So if Naira Marley cannot be tied to the crime scene, if he cannot be tied to the person who, for example, supposedly committed the crime, if he can bring people and say, okay, I was with this person at so and so time when this person passed, he's not going to be tied for anything, unfortunately. So let's see.
So over to the second lawyer, who's also in Canada, by the way, and also was a lawyer in Nigeria before she went to Canada, Ify, who came that other day. Ify, what are your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree with Mary?
Oh, yes, I totally agree with her, because I feel like it's early days. Like I said the other day, it's early days for us to conclusively say who bad or not. I feel like we should concentrate more on the police doing a thorough and proper investigation. We can't just, whatever we're saying now isn't backed up by evidence. So you can, like I said the other day, he sure does look suspicious, but did he buy MohBad? We don't know. There's no evidence. Like, we need hard, concrete evidence to show that he actually did it. And I'm wondering why he hasn't been invited for questioning, because if you're a suspect in a
I
criminal
actually
matter.
think he has been invited, and that is why
But
he
he's
wrote
just
that letter
hiding.
that he's going to submit himself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Now, let us talk about the DNA test from a legal perspective. In Nigeria, legally, who can demand the DNA? Can the police demand the DNA test?
okay, so Daddy Freeze, I think what would
The state
determine
can.
if the police, I'm not saying the police cannot, but what would determine if the police can order a DNA test is relevance. So there has to be some sort of relevance to the investigation. You can't just stand up and say, oh, by the way, we're ordering a DNA test to prove paternity in an investigation. So what's the relevance? What information do you have, or what evidence do you have? What have you uncovered so far in your investigation that is prompting you to ask for DNA test? Because I feel like we're sidelining the main issue. When a person is alive and they accept that this
Wow.
child is their child, you cannot come and say that it's not their child after they've passed, especially when there's no relevance to, because if we're asking for DNA now, it would mean that if I adopt a child tomorrow and something happens to me, and let's even say for inheritance, for instance, you would not come and say that the child I adopted isn't my child because they are not related by blood to me. I just feel like all this DNA or no DNA makes no sense. But the other day I was only trying to make a point, and the point is because the US lawyer said that DNA evidence is not admissible in court. And my point to her was that DNA evidence is admissible in court.
100.
If not, why do we have paternity court? If you want to know whether a child, you actually fathered a child, you're free to get that evidence submitted to court. You're free to get that test done. You're free to submit that evidence in court. So I don't know why we're going all about DNA tests when there's nothing linking MohBad's wife to his buying. Like, there's nothing. The police has not come out to say, oh, we have this information that is suggesting or that is saying for sure that she's linked to his buying. Why are we even, like, the court of public opinion is very funny, because why would you even ask someone to go, and I just feel like it's really unfair to her. She's grieving, and then we're asking her to go and get a DNA test on her child. It's unfair. It's unfair,
Well,
really. But that doesn't mean that DNA test is not admissible. It is admissible. But what's the point of asking MohBad's wife to get a DNA done? The police need to investigate. What facts do you have or evidence to prove that she has a hand in what happened to her husband? Those are the things we want to hear. What have you uncovered? And have you done a proper and thorough investigation to come to the point where you're saying this is a person of interest in this? Because you have to first of all make her a person of interest in an investigation before you even start to, order all these tests. But I don't know why. I just feel like it's what we're doing is preemptive as Nigerians, asking for a DNA test for someone who, while he was alive, claimed this child, and never for one day said he was suspicious of the fatherhood or the parentage of his child.
well, I think it's a bit too emotional. I don't like to deal with things like this with emotions. That's the truth. The truth is, everyone surrounding MohBad is a person of interest. That's number one. For me, you trying to play the devil's advocate. Secondly, like you said, when we deal with facts, we deal with relevancy and then admissibility. Is this relevant? If it's relevant, can it be admissible in a court of competent jurisdiction? So if it becomes, during the course of the police investigation, it becomes necessary to then carry out the DNA, then the state can order a DNA, because MohBad's case is a state case now. It's not something that, oh, an individual is coming, maybe the estate is suing, and no, it's a state case. So if during the course of the investigation they say, okay, we have decided that so and so person who are connected to MohBad in some sort of way, we've decided to do a thorough check on them. So we are going to start with the wife or the record label. They can decide to order a DNA. Public opinion can't order. They can't demand DNA from them. What's our own local standard in the matter? We don't have any standard in the matter now. We don't.
Local
So how can we order all those ones that just exactly all those things they are ordering on social media? Let her do their. They're just talking their own. We don't have any standing in the case to demand a DNA. So we are just basically overstepping our boundaries, to be honest. But
and
however,
we're harassing the poor child and the poor widow.
Yes. And also,
we are as bad as the people that we say we don't like.
Exactly. And if MohBad has accepted that child, which I agree, during the course of his life, during the period while he was alive, he accepted that child as his own. I don't think any of us has any right to come out and say, oh, order some DNA. It's really not our business, to be honest. We don't have any right to do that. The police, yes, the police can decide to order a DNA report. And DNA reports, you said something about not being that, someone said it was not. Oh, DNA reports are 100% admissible. That's the report of an expert. Expert opinion is a form of evidence that can be tendered in a court of law, right? So that's an expert opinion. So definitely, DNA results are very much admissible in the court of law. But can the police order? Yes, the police can order. Do the public have a right to demand? Oh, definitely 100% not. And MohBad's wife, I sympathize with her. However, I still think she's a person of interest in this case, regardless of whether she's mourning or she's not mourning. That's what I think.
I also want to raise something here. And I want to discuss this from my own perspective. I heard that voice note where it was alleged that MohBad was quarreling with his wife. And he said, did you F with? A lot of you don't understand that did you F with means did you, it doesn't mean did you sleep with. Do you understand? For instance, I can say, Mary can ask me, how far, how is Ife? I don't F with Ife, man. Doesn't mean I'm saying I don't sleep with Ife. You see, the problem is you guys are
I don't roll with her.
Yes, I don't roll with, or I don't hang with. Of course, it can also be because okay, when you say why are you effing with that person, why you doesn't mean why you having intercourse with that person directly, unless you guys don't understand English. Unless you guys don't understand English. Anybody that says it disagrees with me, you don't understand English and you don't understand street slang. I don't mess with. Do you know? F with is mess with. If it says F, it means intercourse. If I say, Iffy, did you F Simply Vic? That is me asking Iffy if they had intercourse. If I say, Iffy, do you F with Simply Vic? Now it's a totally different. So we cannot use that as an assumption to build a case. We cannot use that as an assumption to build a case. And I believe that if, in my humble opinion, I may be wrong, I may believe that if truly there was infidelity, the voice note will not be that short. Men hammer on infidelity, gone. They're not going to say it in passing. It's going to be a bone of contention. Oh, she, you do am, you know, do am. Infidelity for men is not something they talk about in passing. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Do you understand?
I think I think you're right.
He said, why would you be speaking in slangs with his wife?
That's
it's like you are
can speak there, whatever.
He can speak with anyone who wants with anybody.
Oh my.
Sometimes I speak in slangs even with my parents. sometimes. So you cannot tell. So you see, using this as an establishment, all you say DNA must be conducted. DNA must be conducted. Make could I write your which I call out to Inspector General of Police, maybe if he hear or not. Because the matter did police hand.
As in,
somebody said Canada no get accent because we don't do. Honestly, for me, you know, one thing I realized, when a white person needs something from you, they understand everything you're saying. When you need something from them, they don't. And then when I go before
on TikTok, double click the screen. People double click the screen. Follow my #1 gift. Oh yeah. Let me make some noise on TikTok. Pop my money guns. Follow my #1 gift.
Money guns for that.
My #1 gift. KK23. That's my #1 gifter. Oh yeah, pop my money guns. Pop my money guns.
So we should come and learn accent from them in America.
From Debbie.
From America, they say.
But this accent no be play. You go see girls. They go just go Dubai for 1 week, come back with American accent.
What's up, UK people?
That's what Is it?
Yeah.
You reckon?
That's your face. This is so funny.
So, any other lawyers in the house? Any other Babe to #1? Thank you so much for popping my money gun. Any other lawyers in the house? Let me bring real Suzanne Peters. Suzanne Peters, an actress in Nollywood. Someone that I respect. Real Suzanne Peters. All right. Let me hear her take. And then we close the live.
Hi.
Suzanne Peters, sister, how are you doing?
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
I'm good. How are you, bros?
I'm very well, thank you. So this matter with the ground, what will be your take?
It be like say some people don't understand, say it takes a person for a revolution to happen. You see, in America, George Floyd had to go down before Black Lives Matter came up. So this guy that has just mysteriously just gone down, it's like a wake-up call for everyone. I mean, nobody ever pie where the whole world just rise up like that. It has never happened. Not even for a president, or I think maybe when Abacha pie itself now just jubilation or something. But this one, the whole world, everywhere, people are rising up. It means the guy was unjustly dealt with, because the pie weighing pie, it's not normal. You know, we've been seeing all the videos and everything that's been trending of all the harassment and all the stuff going on. And, it's just one of many. I mean, MohBad's case is just the one that has, come to light. There's so many MohBad's around in every industry. Every industry has this. So what we're just saying is, we are hoping that it will not just be like, every other day kind of thing that, they will sweep it under the rug. We're just hoping that, because justice for MohBad that we've been screaming should not just go under the rug. I mean, let the police for once not disappoint us. Now, this same country, snakes swallow money. Now, this same country, things have just been going down the drain. And it doesn't, it's not sitting well that our justice system is not supporting us at all. It's not sitting well at all. We are hoping that this, what they call it now, autopsy will come out, and then they'll probably tell us, okay, he died of natural causes or he died of this. So everybody will just rest. We should just ignore this DNA matter. Nobody has the right to go and be asking somebody of DNA. The guy was alive. He never asked the lady to do DNA. What is anybody's business? Hey, never don't do that. Hold on 1 second. Turn on the gen. What's anybody's business with DNA? You know what I mean? So we're just saying that hopefully make them not disappoint us. Okay. So that's just my take. So may they not disappoint us in this case, And then they should stop all the distractions. We'll not get business. We're not a family member. We're just, responsible citizens trying to, get justice for one of our own. I mean, for the first time, I never knew MohBad was the man or the boy behind those songs. I used to think, because anything concerning Malian music, me, I don't like them, because I don't even know it in they talk. But, in this his passing, I now realize that the boy is the one behind all of these songs. So what we should be talking about now is how he go get in royalties, how all the injustices that he has been through, have them. That's what we should be talking about at this moment. Not DNA. Eh?
No DNA. We
Yes.
get people. Now DNA they go find.
DNA has nothing. What DNA won't bring to the table? Nothing. I mean, anybody who looks at that child self will know that it's MohBad's child. The guy has MohBad's features. What else again when I want? Eh?
They say he resembles Sam Larry just because he's fair. Like I've heard a lot of things.
See, my parents are two dark people. My mom is dark. My dad is dark. We have a set of twins that is fair in my family. So we then now say because my father no fair, my mother no fair. Where did the king come from?
It can be a recessive gene from 2 generations.
Come on, I mean, it might be that maybe some gene from his maybe great grandparents or something has some fair genes.
Mm-hmm.
The child from these 2 people must be dark skin, and it's possible that when he begin growing, he go turn dark.
True.
Because sometimes children, when they are born, my boy, when he was born, he was fair. My boy is now dark skinned, so they go come talk say, okay, not be in Papa get them or not be. It doesn't make sense. Why we should leave all these distractions? Come on, it's not. DNA is the least of the matter at this moment.
Yes.
The boy, seriously, which is why his spirit is crying, which is why everybody is just, because even me, sometimes in my subconsciousness, it's like the boy comes and say, are you sleeping? Go wake up, make you talk. I never come outside talk. And that's the truth. Somebody will say, oh, maybe she's chasing clouds. But truth be told, do you know his songs? That song has just registered in my brain, like it's not going anywhere.
It's because that's all you see, even like morning, afternoon, night. So it sort of registers in your subconscious before you go to bed. So
it's like this guy must have been must have been so hot before he died. And then plus they are talking about the father. I understand that, yes, they say in Yoruba tradition you don't keep a child, but if your child mysteriously, I don't think he should have rushed to bury that boy. That is 1. 2, you people buried him and bent his neck. I mean, from the mortuaries, when they would have carried it, the stepmother is saying the pastors bent the neck. Like, seriously, which pastor would have done that?
Yoruba, but is that a thing? Like burying people, like young people immediately? Is that a thing in Yoruba land?
I don't know.
People have said it's not a thing
either. But I'm saying that if a person dies mysteriously, you shouldn't have even buried him. And also, my own instinct is saying that it's like that boy was in a coma. Probably they would have just even left him. And which doctor declared him died? Which doctor gave them certificate for them to have taken him straight to go and bury him in the midnight, claiming his tradition? What kind of tradition is that? Which tradition is above the law?
Yeah. There's obviously more questions.
Did they get the PI certificate before they even?
You are not saying that
proceeded?
Some doctor or what? There was no PI certificate, nothing. Then you people even took off him and now bent the boy's neck. Come on. And then people are saying, no, in fact, this is the reason for the uproar all over the world, because I've never seen anything like this. Everybody, even people who don't know him before, everybody is saying justice for him, justice for him, justice for him. It's a sign. Even the most popular person, they don't raise alarm for him like this. The way this boy's spirit is just going all around. And truth be told, everything I'm doing every day, that boy is just one way or the other trying. It's reminding me, are you keeping quiet because of my case? Are you not talking? And this is the first time I'm actually coming out to talk about the matter, because I've been posting. I'm like, I don't want to talk. So somebody will not say, oh, this superstar or this celebrity don't talk something, before they'll take it out of context. I'm just being careful. But you know, it has reached that level of this DNA. Anytime you open anything, it's DNA. For what? What is the problem? Is DNA the main issue? Eh?
It becomes necessary.
It's not the main issue, yeah, but it becomes necessary.
Right, because I think everyone's aim should be to uncover the truth
of how he died or who is responsible.
To demystify the mystery surrounding his, because there are more questions than answers.
Yes, I would have been thinking there should have summoned the two main people that he has been calling in all his videos. Because whether you are an aide to anything and anything happens to that person, now you carry that person. That's my own, as far as I'm concerned. Because the boy kept on mentioning if anything happens to him, not once, not twice, not 3 times. He kept on saying it, kept on ringing it. And then these same two people just took off. Immediately this thing happened. Now, I was expecting that by now they would have put wanted and say, this person wanted and this person wanted. Let them come out. If you know you are not guilty, why are you running? At least come out and defend yourself. And say, look, yeah, maybe I did so thing, but I'm not a part of what happened to him. It's simple as that. But as long as you are not coming out, it means you are an aide to whatever happened to that boy. And that's the truth.
I think they are scared of the heightened emotions. Like, imagine Naira Marley just walking on the streets. They might lynch him.
People are going to lynch him. There's going to
so they're just acting on emotions. Like, they don't want to be. If the police is going to invite them over, they have to provide some form of security for them.
That's what we are trying to avoid.
Yeah.
We all say no to jungle justice. All of us here say no to jungle justice.
We condemn jungle justice.
Yeah.
But you know the
problem allow the law to,
you know, the problem is the law themselves don't fail their citizens. They don't fail Nigerians.
Jungle justice is never better than the law. As bad as the law decays, at least the law gives the opportunity of a trial. The jungle justice is tried by dingbats on the road.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I am saying that before it gets too bad, make them come out from where they come outside at least. Come and say, okay, I know do amo. Because the more time keeps wasting, it keeps putting in the people's mind that these people then do this thing or they know do amo. You know,
well, they need some assurance from the law enforcement agency
if you're watching on TikTok
that they'll provide some form of
that's my number one gifter, KK23.
Some form of
follow
security.
KK23.
Please, I want to say one more thing before I leave. Just another perspective. So,
pop my money gun before she talks. Oh yeah, pop my money gun. Follow my number one gifter. Double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter now. I'm back on all projects. Leave everything you are doing and follow my number one gifter now. We are.
So I'm just assuming that the police.
All right, go ahead, my sister.
So let's assume the police does a thorough investigation, and I'm assuming, I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen before they misquote me. And then it comes to light that Naira Marley and Sam Larry actually have a hand in MohBad's. The question now would be to extradite them to Nigeria. First of all, there are some countries that they can go to and you cannot extradite them to Nigeria to come and face a criminal charge. That's one thing. They might have gone to one of those safe extradition havens, rather, where you cannot extradite them to, because for you to extradite, you need to have like it needs to be a reciprocating jurisdiction. So if Nigeria doesn't have that agreement with the country that they go to, that would be a problem. So I think we're not even thinking far ahead. We're just saying it has to be DNA. There has to be a DNA test, and it feels like the majority of Nigerians are saying it has to be Naira Marley and Sam Larry. So what if at the end of the day it's not them? What if at the end of the day it's them, and then they've gone to an extradition haven? What's going to happen at that point? How do we get justice? These are things people are not even thinking about. We're concerning ourselves with things that don't really matter at this point.
Someone is asking a question in the DM. There's in the comment section. They said, what if that what can be done to Naira Marley and Sam Larry for assaulting MohBad when he was alive? First of all, at most they can be charged for assault, but that is even tricky because I know that you
The person has
cannot
to be
institute a
alive.
case for a person once
Legally, the person has to be alive.
Except it's a case of negligence and the estate wants to sue, maybe medical negligence or something. But that, oh, you slapped my son when he was alive, so I have to sue you for that. There's even a what's that? There's a legal Latin for it, a maxim for that. I don't think you can.
So I
The
want to ask
maxim
this
for
for not
to ask this.
being able to institute a case on behalf of.
So I want to ask this
I think it
question.
would come under.
So the hospital, made a statement saying that they first of all denied the nurse, and then there's now another statement which they posted. I think was it not 2 days ago or so, and I kind of responded. They are saying that the nurse is not a part of them, is a quack nurse. So my point now is, so from Ikorodu they brought him all the way to Lekki. So there's no any other hospital in Ikorodu because that's where the thing happened, right? So they now left Ikorodu and drove all the way down to Lekki. Or I'm not understanding that that press release. I'm not understanding it. It does not make sense.
Maybe they feel like they are more.
Now. Some people need to understand how the law works. Someone said even with all the evidence. Another said even with the petition. You see, in cases of assault, the person has to be alive. You cannot file it on the person's behalf. That's the tricky part. That's the tricky part. So a lot of people are saying with all the evidence, well, you see, the law is different. Law is different from our common sense. You understand? There are so many things that are open and closed cases to us. But when you get before a judge, it's not an open and closed case. The judge is not going to use his mind to judge. He's going to judge according to cases. He's going to use a judge according to the penal code. He's going to judge according to the constitution. You understand? The judge cannot just decide and say, since what they did was very bad, they should tie them to a tower and flog them. If that does not exist in the Nigerian penal code, they cannot use it. You'll be amazed that you go to court today and they'll find you guilty and your offense is 50 kobo. Or 1 naira 50 kobo. They will tell you to pay 1 naira 50 kobo. So,
Yeah, because some of the penalties under Nigerian law are outdated.
Outdated. So that's how the law works. And my fear is the uprising that can come out of the fact that the people are not getting what they think they are going to get in the law court, because the law does not work like they expect it to work, because they did not go to law school. These women that you are seeing here, they went 6 years to university to study law, and then 2 years to go and do law school. 5 years, and then 2 years in law school.
Yeah. And let
this one below here with glasses, finished with first class.
Daddy face.
So
take your flower
beans. No, I'm telling you. So when these people are talking, don't come and talk your emotion. Yes, you are right. There was a petition. Yes, you are right. There was evidence. But in what way are they going to establish the evidence?
The right of action with the person. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
The right of action the person.
So let me ask one question.
Law, and that's the law in question here.
So the petition he filed in the beginning when they were threatening him that he gave the police and they didn't do anything about it. Is there anything that's going to happen to them? The person who, the people who he filed the case in the beginning with, that is the police that didn't do anything. What's going to happen to those people?
The police can say, oh, at the time when he filed, they invited the two of them and they settled it and they both left the office as friends. That's going to be their defense. I don't need to know that that's going to be that. I know that's going to be what they will say. They will say at that time it was settled. And if there are subsequent issues that came up, they'll tell you they are not aware. But as at that time he filed, they'll tell you, oh, he filed so and so day. They were both invited, questioned, they wrote undertaking and they settled it. That's going to be their defense. I'm telling you. Wow. It won't change anything. The whole point is, did they attend to the petition when it was written? If they can prove that they attended to the petition at the time when the deceased was alive and he wrote it and he came, they questioned everything, they will not answer for anything. But that you want to institute an action for a slap that was given to him when he was alive. The right of action to do that has him, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
On that
Interesting.
bombshell, I would like to say thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Let us support the police as they do their investigation. And sometimes the police needs quiet. The police does not say that the freeze cannot go and talk about it. But don't come and start making assertions that it is this person, it is this person. You are not investigating with the police. You've got to be very, very careful. If you truly love MohBad, his wife and his child and his parents should be your priority. Let them rest. We have judged and juried them and judged and juried them on social media. At this stage, can we let them rest? Please, all of you fighting for DNA, make nobody say they go do DNA, come find and say your own papa no be born you inside where would they go? And you still they alive, so they go follow you and your papa go disown you one day.